When it comes to a content creator who takes their time crafting a build to ensure it meets every detail to their liking, I found Swag to be one of the best. Now, I've made a couple of his builds in the past, not only in this 2K but also in years prior, and I must say I wasn't disappointed. And given the fact that I hadn't made a pro-am build style power forward / back-end build, I figured why not give his suggested build a try. I was intrigued by the unique nature of this build given the fact that it's 6'7" snagging rebounds, hawking steals, and can pretty much guard the 1 through 5. In addition to that, it's touted as pretty competent on the offensive side of things with the high 3-pointer / mid-range, as well as drive and dunk and post control. Honestly, I think there's some pretty important things to touch on in this build that can really help you guys out before you make a build like this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on them noties, man. Jesus Christ first always. Enjoy. YouTube, Robinick, aka Gaming with Robski. What it do, y'all? Thank you guys for tuning into another video. You saw the title, we making swag back-end build. Before we get into that, look, y'all, go ahead and grab your beverage of choice. I got that black coffee with a little bit of honey. I kind of been sipping on it. This is actually coffee number 2, man. I'm a caffeine addict. I need to chill out. Anyways, hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for tuning into another video. We're gonna jump right into it, y'all. Look, I just want to say I appreciate you guys for turning into the channel, for you guys showing support, showing love. Let me know what other builds you guys want to see me make next. Today's build, we're doing an honest build review of Swag's backend. No Diddy, Swag's backend. So we're gonna jump right into it. Swag backend is what I call this build. Right-handedness, jersey number 1. Be whatever jersey you want. We're a certified premier. I don't know if I want to call it this because I don't want you to take it the wrong way, but we are a certified role player as a power forward / backend, as a popper. Is this considered a popper build? Let me know, you sweats in the comments. We're gonna be a power forward, height 6'7", 235 weight. Our wingspan is going to be 7'3". Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's move the physicals out of the way first. Like I was saying in the intro, like this is my giving my real first stab at like a back-end build this 2K. So we're just gonna move up the physicals over here first. We got an 86 speed. Sorry, I take that back. We got an 83 speed. Our agility is gonna be an 83. Words, Romanic, words. Let's remember how to speak words. 83, and we're gonna have an 85 strength, and our vertical is going to be on a 77. So there we go. 83 speed, 83 agility, 77 vert, 85 strength. 85 strength is gonna be solid, which we're gonna get into mainly in the defensive portion of the builder. But let's go ahead and move on to the finishing first. I want to say what you think about when you think about a build that has some offense, has some ability to contribute on the offensive end. We're gonna think about drive and dunk. So let's go ahead and get that out the way first. And it might not be as high as you think it should be, but our drive and dunk is going to be at a 62. So we're gonna have a 62 standing or drive and dunk. Our standing dunk is gonna be all the way up at a 72. We're gonna get this bronze rise up right here. We're also gonna get these animations for the drive-in and the standing dunk, which I'll show you guys on the screen right here. In my personal opinion, I actually think that this driving dunk and this standing dunk combo is perfect. Where I think that it goes wrong, I mean, there's really not much you can do because your driving layup is gonna be tied to other attributes, but our driving layup is gonna be at a 50. I made the mistake of when I made this build, I put the driving layup up after I made the standing dunk and the driving dunk. Honestly, if you don't plan on doing layups, just don't put your attributes up because it goes into this weird, I don't know, the algorithm of the player. He starts doing more layups than driving dunk. Like I was driving dunking and I was standing dunking way better before I even put my layup up. When I have my layup up, I'm for some reason getting a lot more layup triggering animations. So you see that this is more, I'm gonna call a supporting attribute. Since it's a supporting attribute, and what I mean by that is that we're getting this driving layup because we have to. We don't actually want it. I don't even know if I would go as far as to putting attributes or VC into the driving layup. So just a pro tip, if you're trying to save a little bit of VC and you don't care about doing layups here and there, he's gonna have enough driving dunk to get some good, I want to say it's a Klay Thompson package. That's perfectly competent. When you're open, instead of a layup, do a dunk. The standing dunks are gonna be phenomenal. When you drive, it's gonna trigger those standing dunks a lot. I wouldn't even put VC into the driving layup. I would change that, but I believe that this is tied to other attributes, so it's not gonna be as easy to, you can't just put it to 0 before messing with all the other stuff, and then you can't get, for example, the pass accuracy or the ball handle you want. So yeah, we have to go with 50 driving lay. I would not put it on driving lay. I would instead, just leave that 0 and don't spend your VC on it. Anyways, that was a little long-winded. Let's go to the close shot. Our close shot is going to be on the 74 close shot. Again, I think this is mainly tied to your post control. So our post control is going to be a 79. Now, I am going to show you guys some clips on how he performed in terms of the fades. It honestly, comparing this, and I know I can't compare this completely to my Kevin Durant build. If you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna leave the link in the description below. I'm also gonna try to put a little card right here. Go check that out after this video. But I can't compare the two, I know. But naturally, I'm gonna do that. And his post control is nothing like Kevin Durant's. And we have post control on this build, so I'm thinking I could do some nice fades. He was touting the Kobe hop shot consistently in his video. I don't know if it's the jump shot I chose, which we'll get to when I get to the shooting part, but it just wasn't shooting a consistent I guess, green window for me to time, and I wasn't shooting as consistently. I mean, obviously you'll see the clips. You're gonna be competent. Your post control is gonna unlock these badges right here. I mean, so you're gonna have post up poet, you're gonna have post fade phenom on gold, I believe. So that's tied to the mid range, which you'll see. But we're gonna have gold post fade phenom. I thought that would be enough. This is not gonna be like a build that you're gonna play through on the post. It's not gonna be a build that you're gonna like run the offense through. You're gonna occasionally get 4 or 5 post shots, and that's gonna be sort of, you know, just to keep you going for the next game. But just make this build with this in mind. These dudes are making and crafting these builds for a specific role on these black market, on these pro-am, and you know, naturally us as humans, we want to make the build that's basically the all-star in the game. You need to keep this in mind when you, especially if you're playing with a 5. If you want to go to the rec, then be an all-star. If you want to be a role player, that's sort of the role player has a role in a specific, mainly pro-am. So like if you're gonna make this build for pro-am, and we did get into the pro-am, it's fun, but it's just gonna be a completely different mentality. So don't go into this build thinking like, oh, this is gonna be like KD going crazy on the offense and scoring a bunch of points. As NBA fans, we're so caught up into the points, but this is a specific role. Swag plays a specific role, and I just had to sort of, I guess, temper my expectations for the build with that in mind. So do that, and don't waste your money if you're thinking that this build is gonna go crazy in the post. This is to have a little bit of a dynamic skill set, but your main role is gonna be as the versatile enforcer. All right, so that's enough for the finishing. Let's go ahead and move on to the mid-range. I'm going to show you guys the jumper that I run on the screen right here. So we're going to have an 85 mid-range. We're going to have a 3-pointer of a 73 or 75. My bad. 85 midi, 75 3-pointer, and our free throw is going to match that. We're going to have a 75 free throw. This is the jumper that he suggested that I ran. I did not enjoy it. I'm going to keep it a $150. I did not like that jumper. It's a very low release point. I was finding myself getting contested. I wasn't shooting as consistently as I thought I should be. So I moved on to this jumper right here. I thought that this was a lot better. The Jarrett Culver base was a lot better for me specifically, and now you see right here we do get the gold post fade phenom. You can plus that to Hall of Fame given that this is a tier 2 badge, so you get to like rank 15 of the season. 85 midi and the 75 3. I can't shoot as consistently with a 75 3-pointer as I can with say like an 85, and maybe that goes without saying. We do still have silver deadeye. I thought that I probably shot, I mean in total probably like 45 to 50%, maybe if you tweak a little bit of the things that I'm going to show you here. I mean, and I'm going to roll the clips of how I shoot with the Ethernet. I'm gonna keep saying it, with the Ethernet, with the jump shot pack, you will be able to shoot well. It's just not as sweaty as you probably need to be, and maybe that just comes with more weeks playing with the build. Do with this what you will. You can potentially make your 3-pointer a little higher, but that's that for the shooting. Let's go ahead and move on to the pass act. We went back to the holy grail of pass accuracy at 75. I honestly think that this is pretty solid. If you're going to be a PG, do not make this pass accuracy as this build though. 75 pass act, absolutely enough. Silver break starter, silver dimer. These are actually tier 2 badges, so you could potentially put one on dimer and make that a gold badge. Look, we do have to get a 65 ball handle, and I was looking and critiquing this part of the build, and I was like, man, I don't really want that because it's tied to a lot of dribble animations, and all you're going to get out of this is the normal dribble style. The speed with ball, you will be able to get Zion's dribble style with a 60. Looking at say a bird's eye view of this build, 65 and 60 speed with ball is kind of a lot, and it's not necessarily, I mean, that's the way that 2K's crafted this builder, which kind of sucks. But I mean, if we take the ball handle down, then we're sacrificing our pass act, and they're tied together, so there's really not much you can do with this build. But just keep in mind, this is another one similar to the driving layup. The ball handle, the speed with ball, maybe just save your VC and don't even actually put attributes on the ball handle or the speed with ball. Just keep it on the pass accuracy, because ball handle, speed with ball, like, let's be real, bro, you're not going to be handling the rock like that. You're going to be catching the ball in the post, and when you do get the rock on offense, you're going to be sitting in the corner similar to how them dudes do it in the black market. So that's that. I hope you guys saw a good amount of, you know, at least good pass accuracy animations. Now let's go ahead and get into the bread and butter of this build. What makes this build the dynamic build that it is? Let's move on to the defense and the rebound. So the interior defense is actually going to be very high. We're going to have an 82 interior, and you're going to see what badges that unlocks right here. Like I said in the intro, 1 through 5, guard 1 through 5. You're going to have good perimeter defense as well. You can switch onto, you know, 3s, 4s, 5s. You could potentially, I wasn't doing this a lot, but I think that you could actually guard the 1 and the 2 if you absolutely needed to when they get the switch. You're going to be that that versatile, like, I don't know who else to compare it to, like a Draymond Green type. 82 interior, that's gonna unlock this silver post lockdown. You're also gonna get silver paint patroller, which we'll get into once I put my block up. But our perimeter defense is going to be an 84. So you see what badges we get right here. 84 perimeter. You guys were hating on my build, my lockdown build. I'll also leave that build in the link in the description below, or put it right here. But you were hating on him because he didn't have that gold immovable enforcer, and I was like, I get it. Gold immovable enforcer is very nice badge, and I did experience that with this power forward build. Now I'm not saying that build that I made, the 3-and-D lock, needs it, because that one has on ball menace on gold. But this one with the silver or the gold immovable enforcer, you're a brick wall on the perimeter. I don't know what else to say. You're a brick wall. You're not bricked up, but you brick walling on that perimeter. 84 perimeter. You're gonna hold your own against any type of guard. They're not just gonna blow past you. 84 perimeter is absolutely good, and you have the wingspan to match good contests on the perimeter. So let's go ahead and move on. Also, if you have an additional +1 cap break, you're gonna +1 that 85 perimeter to an, or 84 perimeter to an 85. It's gonna give you silver on ball menace. That's what he suggested. But what I also did on my steel, 89, and then we cap break that to 89, and then we cap break that all the way to a 94. So we do actually we're gonna get Hall of Fame interceptor. Having a long wingspan, being 6'7", and having the ability to be a little decently fast at 83 speed makes a world of a difference. Like, you're gonna be able to hawk lanes a lot better than, say, a 6'4" build with 96 speed is. Just given your height and your wingspan, you just take up more space on the court. We're gonna have an 84 block on this build, and like you see, the main thing, you're gonna get silver high flying denier and silver paint patroller. Again, another tier 2 badge. You could potentially make that gold. I found probably the gold badge probably better used on dimer instead of, you know, paint patroller or high flying denier. Just my personal experience. Let's go ahead and move on to the defensive rebound, and I'm just gonna roll you guys clips of, you know, me getting blocks, getting rebounds, just being an absolute menace on the defense. And also, you can help out your center a lot because you do have a 94 D board. Our O board is actually going to be all the way at an 80, and that's going to absolutely finalize the build. So you see gold rebound chaser, gold box out beast, gold pogo stick. I will say, just take this build with a grain of salt. This is not meant to be a KD build. In terms of the offense running around you, you got crazy dribbles, you can get to the cup super crazy, but this build is absolutely a menace on defense. Great rebounding, great defense. You're a very agile build that can, you know, it's that dynamic enforcer because you can guard as much positions as you want. Just take that with a grain of salt. We have these attributes like the ball handle and the speed with ball I'm not in love with, but we have to go with them. Don't put VC in there. Driving layup, don't put VC in that. Overall, I'm gonna say this build is a 7 out of 10, only because it's kind of boring if you're not playing in like crazy competitive pro-am. Because if you take this to the rec, you're just gonna be a role player, and you're just gonna have to run out on fast breaks and shoot. In the rec, they're probably not gonna pass you your post control looks. The ball handle, speed with ball, not even worth putting on. The only fun part about it, I would say, is the rebounds and the steals, and you can just lock people down. So if you love defense, make the build. But 7 out of 10 was what I'm gonna go with. Let's see the shades. We got Josh Smith, Bam Adebayo, Draymond Green. We're going to be a versatile enforcer. Put them on whatever team you want, doesn't really matter. But anyways, man, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you did make it to the end of this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know you got to the end of this video so I can show you some love in the comments as well, man. I love you guys, man. God bless you. Until the next one, deuce.